Good morning. My name is Paul Church from Clarity Craft here in the UK, and today we're joined by the lovely Deborah Wheeler. Good morning, Deborah.
Morning, everyone. Morning, Paul.
Welcome to another episode of Clarity Social TV. I hope everybody's well. We'll just give it a few minutes for everyone to find the room. I can see we've got some eyes in the room already. Hopefully, we'll get the all clear from the lovely Jane Telford. She is in the room to help.
Hi, Jane.
And hopefully we've got no gremlins today. We had a few
Yes,
gremlins the other day
I heard.
with the software. So fingers crossed. I haven't heard anybody running. So I
no
reckon
footsteps coming down the corridor outside the
you'd
room.
hear Jim running along the corridor. So once we see some chat in the room, then I know we're sort of good to go. So have you been well for the past month?
Yeah, I've been busy.
Busy?
Lots of work commitments. I'm clearly too popular, I've decided. That's the problem. You've got to look on the positive side, haven't you? But
Absolutely.
yeah, I've got no work commitments next week, so I'm going to craft.
Lovely. There we go. So some friends in the room now. There we go. And I reckon we're good to go, you know. So we've got friends over on Facebook and over on YouTube. So there's several different ways of watching. You can also watch via the website as well, claritycrafts.com. And I thought what we'll do a little bit of housekeeping to start with.
Good plan.
Yeah,
good plan.
There we go. Okay, so maybe you're tuning in for the first time. Once a month, we're joined by the lovely Deborah Wheeler, one of our lovely design team members. And what we try and do with Deborah shows, we do different products in the 2 hours, don't we? They're all on the show page.
Yeah.
And but we split it into sort of like
two different shows, really.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And therefore it gives a lot more variety. There we go. Jane said all good. Thank you, Jane. A little bit more variety, and it also shines a light on some products that maybe we haven't seen for quite a while.
It's lovely because every time I'm here, Paul and Barbara let me go and rummage in the stamp store and see what I can find, which is such a treat. I'm like, don't bother paying me, just let me rummage in the stamp store. It's fun. And so I'm having a look at some of the older stuff that may not have been on air for a while. We may not have showcased for a while. Newer friends, people new to the Clarity community may not have seen so much.
Absolutely.
And you know, we the new stuff is fantastic. It's fabulous. Keep buying the new stuff. But I like looking back at the danger is you get older stuff and it just goes away on the shelf and you don't play with it. So,
Absolutely.
you know, let's bring it out for a refresh and just take a fresh look at some of the stuff.
So for today, this morning, we're sort of more down sort of like the Easter theme, aren't we?
I thought so. It's coming up Easter next month. Where are we? Three weeks to go, I think.
Possibly. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. I know it's Saturday tomorrow. That's as far as I know.
Well, you're doing better than me. I wasn't sure what day it was today.
So if you go to the claritycraft.com website, and in the top right-hand corner, there's a little turquoisey button, same colour as the screen behind. And it says Clarity TV. If you click in there, everything that Debs is going to be sharing with us over this hour and the next hour is there. We've got the various different configurations of the bundles. Everything's available individually. And then if you go to the Catch Up and Craft, which is just above that, when you're in there, what you'll be able to do is go back and you'll be able to watch all the previous shows as well. Debs has done 2 demos for each of the 2 hours.
What's the 2 demos?
Well, we know what it's like. so 2 goes into 3 into 4. But it's for these hours are full of tips and tricks.
Yeah.
The downloads will be available afterwards. Jazz is currently working on those at the moment. So you can go back afterwards, download if you like what Debs has done, want to know exactly what she's used, then it's all listed out for you.
But I'll also be blogging them as well.
Course, yeah,
so they'll go on deborahscraftyblog.com over the next few days. So I'll probably do 2 today, 1 from each show, and then blog the rest over the weekend.
There we go.
So because sometimes I like to watch videos, sometimes I just want to kind of a step-by-step to talk me through it, depending on what you're doing and where you are. So
absolutely,
all options are available.
There are indeed. So there's several ways in which you can order. As I said, you can go to the claritycraft.com website and order there, or you can give our call centre. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring up the details of the first product that we're going to share with you. So you'll see at the top, you've got a 5-digit number. That is the product code. So for this one, it is a 21162. And this is a beautiful collection.
Yeah, great.
This is the Slow Down with Clarity Cut Card Kit Whimsy Hair Collection with a free deluxe book box
Storage.
I know,
Need your teeth in
I
for
know,
that.
definitely CCs and BBs. So what I thought we'd do, so underneath that you've got the RRP, which is 49.21, then it shows what you're going to save, which is 16.98, and the price you will pay, which is 32.23. However, if you're a club member, you'll also receive your club discount. And for the whole month of March, we've been running the Japan 10 promotion.
I just put another order in on Japan 10. No, you should be happy and pleased and
very
grateful.
happy, very happy. So if we have a look here, so when you get to, let me take that L out of the screen. Oh, there we go, thank you. So when you get to checkout, there's a discount area. And if you put Japan 10, it will take 10% off your order. So if you're a club member, it takes that off first, and then it will take an additional 10% off as well. Okay. And you can carry on using this up until, you can use it again and again, up until the 31st of March, midnight.
Monday.
Yeah, midnight on Monday. So maybe it's a perfect opportunity to take advantage of that code and top up on some of your essentials, like your tape runners, your card stock, or maybe you've been thinking, oh, you know what, I've been waiting to get something, and then this would be the perfect opportunity to do that. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go to our pack shot and have a look at this first collection. Okay, it fills the whole screen. It really, really does. So I'm going to go to the pack shot. Let me take that L out. So this is the Whimsy hair collection. And what you can see here is you've got your book storage, and we're going to open one of these to see what's included. You've got a full breakdown of what's included, which again will go on. Now, these die cut cards have been created by Dave on the old-fashioned platen press.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
You're also going to get an A5 stamper mask set and an A6 stamper mask set, together with the little envelopes as well. Okay, so really, really beautiful. Then you've also got like push outs, the little die cuts. You can see large hairs and small hairs. And it's the same configuration in this, as well as the eggs, which we were also going to show you. So if you're interested in the hair collection, the item number for that is 21162. And that price means you're just paying for the stamp sets, the A5 and the A6. Everything else is free.
That is incredible value, to be honest. I mean, how often do you get a free storage box and all of your card stock?
The die cuts as well.
Just for the price of your 2 stamp sets.
Absolutely. Plus club discount, plus your Japan 10. Oh. So if you're
getting it for free then?
Yeah, basically. If you're a Diamond Club member, it brings it down to £24.66 if you use Japan 10 as well. So it means that you're saving £24 for it. So it's virtually half price. Yeah. So I thought what we would do, we're going to unbox.
Yeah.
It seems quite popular on social media, doesn't it?
It's the thing to do.
Yeah. So what we're going to do, Debs is very kindly going to unbox the egg collection.
Demonstrate my ability to unwrap craft products.
So I'm going to swap the details. If you're interested in the Easter egg collection, it's the same configuration. The item number for this is 21161. So over to you, Debs.
Thank you. I love these boxes. They're really good. The great thing is they come with little stickers on them.
I'm going to zoom out. There we go.
There we go. So you get a sticker on the front, so you know what set you've got in it. The other great thing on the spine, you've also got the sticker on here as well. So when you've got them on your shelves, you can see what's in which box.
Yeah, perfect.
Always helpful. Nice little ribbon tag to make it easy to open.
Yeah.
It's a magnetic clip on the box, so they don't just fall open on your shelves. And then it opens like that.
Like that.
Right, hang on. Let's get it straight. There we go. So you start with your
contents.
Thank you.
Debs did say it was going to be one of those days.
I just that just tells you everything that's in here.
Yes.
So that's really good. The first thing you'll get out is the pack of all of your card stock. Can I open it?
Of course you can.
Let's have a look what's in here. I love that you get the envelopes with these as well, actually, because
really
they're not a the cards don't wind up a standard size. So
no.
Let's pop that out of the way. Actually, let me just move this box out of the way and then we can look at exactly what the card stock is. So we've got these wonderful little card blanks.
All done by
You can
Dave. So you get
see,
5 of
cut.
the large.
5 large, and then there are small ones as well. These come in the let me angle that. There we go. So you can see these are die cut into these sheets.
Yeah.
But they're exactly the scaled down version of these larger ones.
They are.
So there's 5 of those.
There is.
Plus pre-die cut shapes. So 2 sizes of Easter eggs, and obviously these are the same size, and these smaller ones are the same size, and they fit the stamps, or rather the stamps fit them.
Yes, so you can decorate this and put it on top of that if you choose.
You can, or you can stick it straight on a card blank.
Absolutely.
And there's lots of other possibilities with these, and I'm going to talk about all of that in my second demo in terms of using these die cut ones.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's
5 of those. 5 of those. 5 of the small card blanks. 5 of the large ones.
Yeah. Plus envelopes.
Yep. So you then get 5 large.
Yeah. And 5 small.
Aren't they cute?
They're really good. They're really good.
So that's basically, you're getting that for free.
That's the card stock.
In addition to the storage box that it all comes in.
Plus your stamp sets. So an A6 stamp set with lots of little accessories, flowers, little eggs. Thank you very much. Flowers, eggs, a bow. I love that bow.
It's lovely, isn't
really
it?
useful. So that's the A6 set. And then also in A5 set, let's move that over there as well. I'm going to use this set in my first demo.
This is lovely.
But 2 lovely egg shapes. Easter sentiment, spring has sprung, lots of flowers.
Corners. Some of these work perfectly.
Little accents to decorate. And they'll work all on their own as well. You don't have to use them with the eggs. You know, always talking about getting more value out of your stamp sets.
Yeah.
And looking at the little ones that are, you know, these would be great. Lots of people are into wreath building at the moment. These would be great for building wreaths and things. Actually, what I didn't mention on the smaller stamp set is I'm sorry, knocking everything out of the way. The infill.
Yes.
The solid surface.
Yeah.
Which is a great background. And then this pattern fits onto it. I blogged a card on that yesterday using these 2 stamps. And it's on Clarity Worldwide Facebook page as well.
Perfect.
And then, not only, but also.
Yes.
Let me leave that. Your 2 sets of masks. So small egg masks for your A6 stamp.
Yeah.
And then these are great. The larger masks, which fit the outlines of the larger eggs, because this egg, if you can see, it's got a
like a scallop.
It's like a frame, like a circle, a frame of circles round it, and the mask, I'll show you because I'm going to use it, actually picks up all the curves of the circle. You'd never fussy cut that.
No, definitely not. No,
not if you wanted to have eyesight at the end of it. So yeah, it's a fantastic pack.
It really
such good value.
So you've got the Easter eggs, which we have on the screen, which is item number 21161. If you like the whimsy hair, then the item number for that is 21162. We also have several other collections. If you go to the Clarity website and you just search for cut card kits, we've got 2 different flower ones. We've got the garden bird. I think there's about 5 or 6 in the complete collection.
There's several.
So they're worth investigating if you want to. So should we have a look at some artwork
let's do that.
of the? Should we start with? Where should we start? Let's start with the hair.
Okay.
First demo is going to be an egg, isn't it?
It is.
So if we start with the hair.
Yep.
There we go. Okay. So I will take that one for you. There we go. So I think if we look at the printouts of the stamps, this is where we'll really appreciate what is included
the detail
on those stamps. So I'm going to come in. Is it that one? There we go.
Lovely. Okay, let's start with the larger set then.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 large hairs. Same principle as with the larger eggs.
Yes.
And then a range of accent stamps. I love this one. Look, you've got ears.
Yeah.
And you've got a little nose and whiskers. You can build bunny faces.
And you've got the carrot.
You've got a little carrot.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Be hoppy.
Hoppy. And Hoppy birthday.
So these
Jane will be wincing at that. Jane's not into puns.
So this will be great. So it's not just for Easter. You can use this throughout the year then, can't you?
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah.
They're really good. And then the smaller set, again, with lots of accent flowers. You've got Easter greetings on this one, as well as just for you. Not lovely little script. But here you've got 3 hairs facing different ways.
Yeah.
So you've got options with that. You've got these little teeny tiny ones here. So outlines and infills.
Just little accents on the inside of the card.
Absolutely.
Or on the
envelopes.
Yeah.
And again, you could build more wreaths with these little stamps as well. So actually you could put the flowers together and do lots of wreath building. Great. Lots of people have Easter wreaths, don't they?
Yeah.
So I just think there's so much. I haven't counted how many stamps there are in the set, but there's a lot.
There is. Okay. So should we have a look at some artwork?
Yeah,
and the
let's do
reason
that.
they've been stamped in different directions, because you can stamp the front and the back of the die cut.
Yeah.
So for example, if we look at this one here, you can see. There we go.
Do you know I'm catching everything today?
So the hair could be facing that way, and that could be the front of your card.
This is on the card blank.
Yeah.
And then turn it round, and it's facing that way. The other way. Yeah.
Yeah. So they imagine having those on a shelf, both facing one another.
Cute.
That'd be great. And then we've got this one here. So you can see here are the envelopes being decorated.
And then the cards in the envelope. I mean, that's just lovely. That's so pretty, isn't it? Be still and listen. That's one of the word stickers.
That could be from the Shack one, or that might be from the Feel Good.
Yes, I think it probably is. I love that. Away to the woods, away.
Great, isn't it?
This is heat embossed.
Yeah.
So
it's like a resist, isn't it?
Yeah. Or the inking's been done first and then heat embossed with white over the top. Yeah, that's lovely. That.
So this one's
pop him away back in his burrow.
So this one
is
beautiful. Then look, it's just coloured in. So the little die cut one that pops out has been inked up to turn it black.
Yep.
And it's just like a little accent
on there,
isn't it?
And then the little seams. So you've got all the different sizes of bunnies' hairs. I want to call them bunnies.
We're talking about Easter. I'm sure there is a difference. That was from Andy Duggan.
Really pretty. A little punched the nose.
Oh yeah,
through. That's cute.
This one is from Tina Morris. Now this, that's been stuck on, hasn't it?
No, it's flat.
Oh, it is flat.
It's flat.
No, I can feel. You know what that is? It's a die cut. It's been taken out, decorated, and put back into the carrier sheet.
To the outer part. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Oh, good one, Tina. I like that. So yeah, you can take it out and then slot it back in using the outer template piece as your a
little dance in there as well.
That's cool. That's really good.
This one's from Sheila Metzler.
So we've gone 3D here. So this is the die cut that's been decorated. The 2 stamps in the background, and then the die cuts on foam pads. Let me see if I can. There we go. So you can just see it's mounted on foam pads. So you've got a 3D effect then. And the great thing is with the little bunnies, you can get the perspective. So it looks like you're going through into a landscape.
Yeah, and you got the little look.
There you go. There's the ears and the whiskers. That's fantastic. I love that. I love that. I'm going to have to use that.
And then one more just to share. This one's from Tina Morris again. So clear embossing, it feels like on there.
Yep.
Inked up and then just gone back on. It's like spot embossing, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. But it's lovely and just sat in a panel that Tina's then stamped the floral and leafy stamps along the top with masking tape in place.
And it says Happy Birthday.
Happy Birthday.
There we go. So that is your whimsy hair. Then if we have a look at the eggs, I'm going to come out on this one. We'll do a little dance and swap those over.
Swap those around.
Thank you.
So same principle for the Easter eggs.
Yeah.
2 large images that fit on the card and on the die cuts. Again, lots of lovely flowers here. You've got the Happy Easter greeting and Spring has sprung. The grass is riz. I wonder where them birdies is. Do you know the rhyme?
Nope. We've gone off on one then.
Sorry. Right, back in the room.
Back in the room.
And then the smaller one with, as I said before, the solid stamp, and then this, you can use it on its own, but it fits on this perfectly to use in 2 different colours.
Lovely.
These will sit inside that.
Yeah.
These flowers to frame it if you want. The bow sits on there, and some little weenie eggs. Really, really cute.
And these are low fat eggs.
They're
Non-
they're even better than
calorie-free.
low fat. They're calorie
Low
free.
fat, yeah. And then we've got this lovely piece of artwork here. So this is on the die cut itself.
Yep, on the card.
Look at
There you
that.
can
Isn't it
see.
beautiful?
So they stand up great. Yeah, and just that's embossed as well. I
Yeah,
think,
and then just
coloured in. That's such a lovely floral design.
This one here has been stamped on parchment. So this is the waste, isn't it? That's gone round the outside.
It is.
To create the aperture.
It is. Yeah, and then the parchment is sat in behind it. That's really lovely.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Then this one is quite pastel. See, even if it didn't have Happy Easter on it, it's a lovely oval shape, isn't it?
It's really nice. And of course, don't forget the oval embedders. We'll work with them as well for framing.
Ah, okay.
I did that yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great for if you're doing, I do clean and simple cards. I don't, with lots of white space, but sometimes you just want to frame your image.
Right.
And the embedders are perfect for that. But we'll look at embedders.
So this one's lovely because it's combining the hair with the egg as well.
Yep. And actually there's they're the die cut.
They've been stuck on top of the
But they've been layered
blank.
on top of the card blank and then layered up with foam pads, so you've got dimension on them. Clever idea.
I love the little
really
bunnies.
Sweet.
Yeah. And this one here.
Got a bit of bling and sparkle now. Let's see if I can get it on screen.
Oh yeah, you can just see some little gems on there.
Yeah, just little gems stamped round. These are some of the flowers from the set that are stamped into the egg.
Beautiful.
That's flat.
Yeah.
So that egg's been stenciled through using one of the die cuts without the pop-out bit in it. Or the mask.
Yeah.
Well, no, it must have been. Oh yeah, because you could use the outer part of the mask.
I love this. I used to love this with the pearlescent powders.
Yes. Lovely.
To colour in.
So pretty. So pretty. And that blue background is gorgeous.
Really
it looks
nice.
like those, is it, whilst we're in Japan month, but that gorgeous Japanese pottery you get.
Yes.
Is it Imari or Satsuma? Looks like Satsuma ware.
Okay. Okay. Then look, I love that.
Isn't that fantastic?
Really arty and grungy, but it's beautiful.
So that's 3 of the egg toppers used together, and then some. I don't know what this. But it looks like they're sitting in a
nest.
In a nest.
Yeah.
Really clever.
And then we've got one more, Joe, but we're going to go full screen on this one.
We leave that
so
there.
Leave that there for a minute while we just get
sort ourselves out.
If I take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got it.
Thinking, what's going on?
What are they doing?
What are they doing? So look, so you can make fantastic garlands. So this is from Sonia.
Yeah.
Isn't that lovely? Yeah. So
and actually, if we go on a close up on one of these, Sonia's used the eggs and the bunnies' hairs.
Excuse me. Of course, so she's created the background with the egg.
Yep. So here's the egg
and
stamped the hair in as well, but then made an Easter garland. So 1, 2, 3. There are 5 big ovals here. Brilliant. Great for decorating. Okay. I drove past a house this morning that had got paper bunnies and eggs and all sorts of stuff hanging in the window.
Already?
Yeah. They're keen.
Very. Okay, so we'll swap that. Now we've got some other products to share with you as well.
Yeah.
I thought, since we're in sort of like the hair and the bunnies and the Easter mode, so should we have a look at the bunnies stamp set?
Let me grab these.
We're going to bring that in. Let me just bring this. This is, I love this set of stamps.
This is the bunnies and moon, isn't it?
It is, yes. So the item number for this is 11595.
These are fantastic bunnies. They just look like Beatrix Potter style.
Yeah.
Don't they?
And you've got that lovely moon shadow as well.
Really beautiful. And love you to the moon and back on the sentiment.
So the item number for that is 11595, and Deb's going to share some artwork with us.
Look at that.
That's lovely, isn't it?
It's just beautiful. That's the birch
tree stencil.
Yes. Yeah, in the background.
Nice.
Lovely, and a bit of masking. And they've got little cotton wool tails. Yes. Look at this one. They're all in their burrows peeping out. So that's using masks.
Yeah, to create the heels.
Yeah.
Love this set.
That's so clever.
Do. And then we've got some shrink plastic.
Gardening. These are shrink plastic, sat in a wheelbarrow. They've been glazed. I think they've been glazed. They feel shiny. Yes.
Yeah.
They've got a glaze on them.
Clear embossing over.
Yeah, real Peter Rabbit.
It is, isn't it?
Stuff, isn't it?
Then you go arty and grungy.
Totally arty.
That's nice. I like that.
they look fabulous in the little circle, in the circles, the grungy
Yeah,
circles.
yeah.
Yeah, really clever. Here we go. Then we're into Easter.
This is isn't that beautiful landscape?
Yeah. So just again, any of the masks that are
Yeah.
available. And this is one of the stencils, the tree stencil.
It is, yes.
I think it's part of a round, but it's
an
been
aperture.
masked off. Yeah. But that's fantastic. More bunnies with a basket of eggs this time.
From previous stamp
Yes.
collections.
Yeah. And then this I thought was
Oh,
so
look at
beautiful.
that.
Look at that.
Isn't that very Watership Down, isn't
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that is that collection there. So if you're interested in that, the item number is 11595. So should we go chicks and eggs?
Chicks and eggs.
Chicks and eggs. I'll take that one over here. There we go.
Here we go.
So let's have a look at this collection. So if
I'll let you take those.
Artwork, there we go.
There we
So
are.
this is a, let me swap the details out for you, the chicks and eggs. So the item number for this is 10027. It's an A5 stamp and mask set.
Yeah.
I love this one and this one.
That's so pretty. That's so pretty. But these are fantastic as well for new baby cards, as are the bunnies as well.
Of course, yeah.
Shout out to Hazel Edwards on the design team. She's just got a new granddaughter.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations, Hazel.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it about at the moment.
So you also get your masks in this as well.
Yeah. And actually there are masks for all of the stamps in the set.
Yeah.
Actually, if I sit it next to the
to
that, then you can see that you've got masks for every one of these, which makes it so much easier. You know, you can cut this egg out as well.
Of course, yeah.
And piece the chick, you know,
inside
piece it over a chick. Yeah. Which is why they look great for new babies.
Lovely. And then we've got some artwork.
Look at that. Isn't that glorious?
Love that. Heat embossed. And then it's actually been cut out. So it's sort of been fussy cut into the shape.
That's that beautiful.
It's like a leafy filigree.
That's the leafy one. I'll find it in a minute. Here we are. That's this stamp.
Isn't that lovely? Then talking of new babies, we've got that one there, the little chick
coming out of its
egg,
just hatching.
And
these are some of the letterbox.
Yes.
Stamps. They're so useful.
And then this one, look,
Chick's Night Out. That just made me laugh.
Quite cuddly and fluffy.
They're lovely.
And this one here. So
see, that looks completely different.
Doesn't look Easter at all,
Not
does
at
it?
all.
For me, it's just that shape that creates and the colouring in.
And the colours.
Yeah.
So colours make such an impact on a card and really change the look and feel of it. You can use the same stamp and the same layout almost.
Yeah.
But get a completely different look as with this. So actually they're exactly the same stamp.
Yeah.
Exactly the same technique by somebody not standing that far away from here, Mr. Church.
Oh, did you do this one?
No, I didn't.
No, I love this. So it is that letterbox stamp set with the ovals on there, but they're great for sort of spelling out names, aren't they, as well?
Really useful. Really
I just
useful.
love the designs on this one.
That's such a pretty egg. So that's on a longer card, so you can spell Easter, but change all the colours, and you've got a much more, you know, a different look.
It's more vintage, I think, in that colour. Or
you could almost go
Oriental.
Christmas with that in terms of those colours.
Yeah, definitely. So the item number for that is 10027. So that is your Chicks and Eggs A5 stamp and mask set. Then we've got two more things to share with you. So there we go. We're going to swap like that.
So much.
Put that one up there. So this one is a lovely little. Where's this one gone? This one is.
This is the Easter banner.
It's the Easter banner. There we go.
There we are.
10026. So you've got that lovely frame that you can use to top and tail. You also get your masks
as well,
and your sentiment as well.
Yeah, and that's a really nice size sentiment actually.
It is a lovely font
for lots of cards. I really like this set. Yeah,
you could just say "Have happy."
You could,
couldn't you?
You could. Yeah. You could build a frame with that. You could just use it as a banner. If we have a look at the different ways the design team have used them, lots of potential on this one. So really nice. I want to say simple, as in the work is done for you with the image.
Absolutely.
And then you can just use it. So the eggs have been
they've been decoupaged,
and the bow
Oh, yeah.
onto the banner, so you get that 3D effect on it. That's
And then
lovely.
this is
So
using
pretty.
it with the chicks.
Yeah, cute.
That's lovely, isn't
So they're
it?
just perched on their eggs.
Yeah. And this one again, using
This is
the chicks all hatching out. And
fantastic.
it's that banner at the top.
Yeah,
I really like
lovely.
that.
And again, that's been decoupaged and actually you've got multiple layers there. So there's a real 3D effect on this. It's
Yeah.
glorious.
Then the final one from this set, look, shrink plastic again.
with the
I'm
chicks.
trying to source some shrink plastic.
Oh, that would be good.
But yeah, I think when you look at something like that, it's really beautiful.
I haven't used shrink plastic in years.
No. So the item number for that is 10026. And then finally, for all you groovers out there,
just in case you thought we'd forgotten you, we haven't.
No, so we'll bring this collection in here and we'll look on the overhead. And I'm going to change the details. So this is your Easter A5 square groovy plate duo, item number 40572. £4 saving, bringing it down to £14.98. But again, it's similar to the stamps. This one, you've got an open banner.
Yep.
You put anything in there. You've got the funky little chicks over there, those lovely eggs.
Beautiful, beautiful. And lots of options on your greetings and sentiment.
So, and then we've got some artwork here.
Let me just push those up there a minute.
There we go.
That's lovely. I love this colour.
It's really nice. Is that lovely sort of tealy colour? Yeah,
that's using that lovely leafy egg again. Yeah.
Then you've got that one.
So chicks in their eggs with the banner over the top.
Yeah.
Another beautiful Easter card.
That one there. And then we've got
Happy
this
chick.
one. Hippie chick.
Oh, hippie chick.
Hippie chick.
I haven't got my glasses on yet. And that's the great thing about, well, this is a different font actually. So these are obviously from a different set.
I think that's from Jane Nesterenko frame.
Yes, it looks like that font.
That.
Yeah. But beautiful. So, and that's the other thing is, just mix and match what you've got.
Yeah.
This is lovely. So beautiful.
So that's all on one piece of parchment and it's just been picot cut in the middle and round the outside.
And then round the outside. That is just lovely.
It's a lovely frame,
so
doesn't
beautiful.
It? And then the final piece, look at that. How pastel is that? Beautiful.
That's gorgeous. Yeah.
So there we go. So
lots of potential with those.
That's what we're going to show you because Debs has got 3 demos, 2 demos, 3 demos. So what we'll do, I'm just going to tidy this up, and what we'll do, we'll go to the pack shop so Debs can get ready. Or are you ready? Or should I do a pack shop?
Do a pack shop.
Do a pack shop.
And then I can.
Okay. So let's go through those details for you. I'm going to take that away so you can really appreciate what you're going to get in this collection. So you've got the whimsy hairs on this show and also the Easter egg, and each of them contain an A5 stamp and mask set, an A6 stamp and mask set, 5 large card blanks, 5 large shapes and 5 large envelopes. Then you're also going to get 5 small card blanks, 5 small hair shapes and 5 small envelopes. Refills are available. If you go to the show page on that Clarity TV button, then you'll be able to top up on all your refills. And if I bring the details in for the hair on the screen, item number 21162, £32.23. Then we'll bring up the details for the Easter egg, which is what Debs is going to start with first. Item number 21161. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought we'd Easter egg, as you said, and start with the large egg card, which opens out, and they're great. As we said, you can stamp front and back. The great thing about the egg, of course, is it's the same image front and back. And like the hairs, which are facing the other direction, the eggs are symmetrical. So that's not a problem.
Yeah. And do I understand? Are we going to do a giveaway?
We could do a giveaway on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's.
So we need to choose a word.
Egg.
Egg. There you go.
So I gave it hours of thought.
Easter, or
hours
it could have been
thought.
egg.
Well, it's quicker for people to type, isn't it?
It is. So if you want to be with a chance of winning this card that Debs is going to share,
I haven't seen it yet.
You just held it up.
Oh, I did.
Right.
Well, sort of.
Okay. I'll go to that.
There you go.
So if you want to be with a chance to win this lovely card from Debs, if you put the word egg in the comments below, then at the end of the hour or the end of the show, because I reckon we'll go over a little bit, but that'll be all right. then we will pick a name and we will send that to you. How
Wonderful.
lovely is that?
That's good.
Okay,
In the envelope that fits.
over to you.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm using the large egg from the set. Lots of detail in this actually as you start looking at them. That's why I like colouring images now, because you really start to look into the detail of what's in the stamp.
Yes.
So it's got Happy Easter within the sentiment.
Mhm.
And then I've stamped across the bottom of the card.
Yeah.
So I thought the useful thing to talk about first is how you line this stamp up on here
Okay.
to get it straight and centred,
Ah, okay.
hopefully.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Because it's difficult with something like a stamping platform because you haven't really got a lot of space. You've got this bit, but you know, if you use a stamping platform, it's difficult to get this sort of card lined up in
Right,
it.
okay.
But the mega mounts are perfect for that
Okay.
because of the etching on them. And
Yes.
I talk about this, and Barbara talks about it as well. Oh, you can see me there. Barbara talks about it as well in terms of making
Positioning.
use of this for positioning.
Yeah. So that's a 5x5, I think.
That is the
one, isn't it?
5x5, yeah.
Okay.
So I've done this before. I like to line these up clean and dry.
Yeah, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Just
Yeah,
so,
we're a bit blurry.
there we go. Just
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, because it's clear. It's not picking it up totally. It kind of looks very bright.
You've cleaned this stamp, haven't
No,
you?
this is a new one. I know. So I can see that there's just a fine edge. I can see the edge of the card
Yeah.
around the edge of my stamp image.
Okay. I'm going to come in on this one. So we can, yeah, there we
Oh,
go.
that's
We can
better.
see that better.
Do I need to let me come
towards me?
so I'm
That's it.
rightly in shot and stop manoeuvring around the desk?
And fire.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. So you obviously not directly above on this image, but you can see that I've lined it up with this edge of the
Yes.
of the card.
Okay.
So I'm going to make use of these. Where am I? I don't even know which bit of the camera's bit. These lines on here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to line the edge of my mount with the bottom of the
card blank. Okay,
so it might be easier to see on the overhead, and the overhead's not totally above, but in real life, this edge of the mount is bang on this edge of the card.
Yeah.
Okay. And because I've gone with the 5x5, it's big enough to go over the top of my stamp.
Yes.
Yeah, because no point having a mount that finishes here.
No.
Because you can't get your pressure on the top
Absolutely.
of the stamp. Okay. So I've gone equidistant either side.
Yeah.
And then lined with the bottom.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. And then we pray to the gods of stamping. I'm going to.
And I reckon we'll be fine on the overhead now because we've got more white. Because what the overhead was doing, it was fighting with the black background.
So this is brand new stamp. I'm using VersaFine Clair. You just need to be aware that this takes a little bit longer to dry than the archival.
I just had a moment of clarity.
Oh.
I know you just, if I put that on there.
Yeah.
So when we do that.
Lovely, you can see it. Right.
Yes.
I'm going to test my stamp first. It's brand new one. I haven't stamped with it before. Okay. So I just want to make sure. Barbara talks about seasoning the stamp.
Yes. Yeah.
Just make sure with these bigger ones, it's a bigger stamp. Make sure you give it a good press in the center. If you get the center down, the outside will press as well.
Yes.
The temptation is to press all around the outside and miss the center.
Yeah.
I've done that enough times. Lovely. That'll do.
Beautiful. Look at that.
That's such fine artwork.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me re-ink it. And again, that's the thing with the ink pad is make sure you get the center of your stamp inked.
Yeah.
I've always got a finger on here.
Yeah,
because it gives me pressure on that.
Sometimes after a while they
can go a bit. Yeah. Right. Wind that up. Then I'm coming back on here.
Yeah.
So I know the base of my mount needs to be level with this bottom edge of the card, and I need to be equidistant either side of that bottom strip.
Okay.
And then you take a breath and you pray.
I think that's a really good tip of because obviously the egg is an oval shape, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's quite difficult. I know when I use the oval dies, when you then come to try and use the dies for that, and to get it, is it actually oval
Exactly
in the
center.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wow, look at that. That's beautiful.
The brilliant thing about, or the helpful thing about that is you can then turn it round and do the back in exactly the same way. You're already positioned.
Yeah.
So you don't need to move your stamp on your mount. Because this is what used to make me shy of using
die-cut
cards like this, is
Yeah.
how am I going to line it up
But
by
that
eye?
mega mount,
But actually the mega
definitely.
mounts are fantastic for it.
Yeah.
So the same again, line it up, hover really close. I've always got my fingers, or look, I've smudged it now, down here. So I'm literally hovering.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to stamp from midair. I'm resting on my craft mat, and then line it up, go about equidistant. This will be smudged because I managed to touch it when I was hovering before. But
it's the back of the card.
Hey ho, tiddly pom.
Don't forget, you got the die cut there. If you really want to, you could cover it up, couldn't you?
Could.
Or because you get the aperture on the single die cuts, you could just draw through that and cut another piece out, couldn't you?
You could.
Yeah.
You could.
That's lovely. I like that.
So that's makes
really
it
nice.
So much easier. Once I've thought about that, I suddenly realised that it's so much easier for getting on there. And then that's both sides of the card stamped, done, and you're ready to go and colour.
Okay.
So I thought I'd skip forward a bit.
Yeah.
So this one I've already stamped and I've coloured in. I've coloured in both sides. Okay. But what I want to do now, if you look at the one I made, here it is. You can see it.
So coloured in using the pergolina pencils, I'm guessing.
I've coloured the flowers,
yeah,
the image with pergolina pencils. Yeah, but if you look at this one, yes, you can see because of the contrast. Actually, I've made the outside of the card blue.
It's got like a blue tinge.
So it's white in this. So I've kept the centre white.
Right.
And coloured the outer edge of the card.
Nice.
Right. The trick for doing that is using the mask.
Okay.
So let me get a mask out. He's peeled beautifully off here. It's one of my favourite things about Clarity, the pre-cut mask. No, it's true.
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, we are the only company that actually have masks to complement our stamp sets.
Now, you can drive yourself potty trying to line up the circles on the edge of this.
Okay.
Okay. But the really helpful
from experience.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. Which explains a lot, I know. But the really helpful thing is the image is printed on the mask.
Yes.
Right. So it's the kind of same principle as using an infill stamp. You line up your image, and actually, as you go over it, look. If I'm off, it looks blurry. Can you see that? If I'm off, even if I'm off slightly, it's blurry. Can you see?
Yes. Yeah.
If you look at Easter, but actually, as I go over the top,
it's like putting it back into focus, isn't it?
It brings it into focus.
Yeah.
And just take your time, and then it'll drop down, and you'll bang on.
Completely. Right. That's another good top tip.
So that's what's really helpful about having the image printed on it.
Yeah.
And then you know you're down straight, and then you're not going cross-eyed trying to match the circles around the outside. Oh, so far, so good.
I hope our friends are enjoying the show. And don't forget, put the word egg in the comments below and we will choose somebody at the end. Now, I've had a question through. Do the small stamps fit on the stamp pens? Some of them will definitely fit on there.
The very tiny ones will.
And the little hairs will fit on there.
The
flowers.
The hair and egg images work, but the tiny accent stamps will.
Yeah, definitely. There we go.
Okay, so I've got tumbled glass distress ink here and a stencil brush, and I'm just going to brush colour around it now, but the mask will protect the inside.
Yeah.
One thing to remember with your brushes, I use a lot of oxides just because I built up a set of those, but actually don't use the same brushes for oxides and inks.
Right. Okay.
Distress oxides and distress inks, because distress oxides are chalky.
Yeah.
And you will get a chalky residue with your inks if you've already used oxides on them. Right. Because if you're like me, you don't clean your brushes every time.
Do you not?
No, that'll be a surprise, won't it?
Okay.
So do you know, I keep them in a separate pot, but I'll tell you what else I've done. I've put a
little.
I've put a little black dot on the bottom of my brushes that are for my inks.
For your oxides or your distress.
For my inks.
Yes, for
the distress inks.
Right.
Yeah, and my ones for my oxides. So here's one of my oxide brushes. Yeah, but that's not got a dot on the bottom. And that way, being a bear of very little brain, I don't get in a muddle.
So if you're interested in topping up on your stock of stencil brushes, the item number for that is 31763. They're on special offer, normally $28.98, and they come with a pack of spot-on sponges. So the saving means you're getting the spot-on sponges for free. Don't forget you apply your club discount, and then your additional 10% off by putting Japan 10. So maybe you're thinking, oh, Japan 10, I can take advantage of that super saving, which runs out at midnight on Monday. Yeah, and you get the free spot-on sponges as well.
Brilliant. Spot-on sponges are so useful.
They are indeed.
You can never have too many of those.
Or too many brushes,
Indeed.
According to Debs and Barb.
Yeah, we've got collections.
They're bouquets of brushes. I like it. It adds colour though, doesn't it, to your desk?
Yeah, it's lovely.
And it's unlike flowers, they're going to be there for a long time.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
That'd be a lovely Mother's Day gift, wouldn't it? Would you like some brushes for Mother's Day?
Put a bow on it here, Mum.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, nice.
There we go. I hope your son's watching.
They'll be, if they are, they're rolling their eyes, I tell you. Oh my days. Yeah. Right.
Go on. Sorry.
Back to the card.
Yeah.
I'm brushing in, and I'm brushing in from the edge.
Right.
The reason being, the stencil brush will catch the edge, and you'll get a slightly darker line.
Oh,
can you see how it's picking it up?
Yeah. Should I super zoom? Super zoom. There we go. Yes. Yeah. You can see that where it's catching.
It catches the edge. So it colours the card, but it catches the edge as well and just frames it.
Nice.
It's a handy little technique. And actually, on the screen, it doesn't look like there's much colour. And you wouldn't think, if you just looked at that on its own, you wouldn't think there was much colour on there. But once you take the mask off, you can see the contrast.
Yeah, camera 3. Oh, there we go. No, you can't.
You
can definitely see
colour.
that you've got the blue on there. You can. It's like that. Eggshell blue. Is eggshell blue in paint? Yeah. There we go. So using eggs with tumbled glass.
Right. That'll probably do.
Could you use speckled egg ink pad?
I could.
Couldn't you?
I could. I wish I'd thought of that. Now you tell me.
But now that you can really see it has that. I'm going to turn that over to the other side, like so. But when Deb does the reveal, what you're after, Debs?
I was looking for my little pins just to lift this off, but never mind. I don't know what I've done with them.
You've obviously put them somewhere
safe. They're somewhere safe. All right, let me just...
Tweezers any good?
Might be. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, you can see that contrast now.
Yes, you can.
But it just softens that cardstock. And your mask will just drop straight back on.
To its carrier sheet.
On its carrier sheet.
And you've also, because you've got the outer part as well, that's a lovely scalloped effect.
It's a lovely scalloped edge.
Yeah.
And then you could cut this off, and then if you wanted to
put colour
in the inside,
yes,
then you can use the outer part of the mask.
Nice.
Chop this up, and then you'd need a bit of masking tape around the edge.
Yeah.
We sell low tack.
I think we sell. You're quite frugal with your low tack, can't you? If you would like one roll of low tack tape, the item number for that is 31211. However, maybe like Deb, you want to top up on it, and with that Japan 10, item number 31212.
And then, because these are distress inks, water dye based.
Yeah.
Literally, I spritz a bit of water on because they didn't look like there was anything on that.
No,
did they?
It didn't. No, not
but
at all.
You can see the blue on there.
Yeah.
So literally just damp kitchen towel.
Okay.
I always put it back on the carrier sheet first and then wipe it.
That way. Okay. Super.
Done. See, look, all that's
nice
cleaned
and
off
clean.
there. but that now clean for next time.
Okay.
So I decorated the bottom of the card.
Yeah.
So just use some of the accent stamps and the Happy Easter.
Yeah.
And put flowers and a little bumblebee on the
Is
back.
there bumblebee in that stamp
There's
set?
There is.
I didn't notice
Have you got
that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I didn't even
There's a
notice that.
bumblebee.
And you got some butterflies.
There's a butterfly. So there's lots of stuff. It's really.
I didn't realise that. Yeah.
And that's what I often say. You look at the big images and you don't spot or you might spot the flowers, but then you don't spot all of these extra little bits and bobs, which are just so pretty.
Yeah, that's really, really lovely.
But the other thing I've done on here is add a bow.
Right.
Now there are two ways of doing this. I could have stamped the bow first.
Yeah.
Masked it off. I'd have needed to cut a mask for that. Yes, it's from the little stamp set.
Little stamp set. I was thinking,
this one here.
Yeah.
And then stamp this over it.
Okay.
That can be a bit fiddly because you've then got to get your bow in the right place before you've got this stamped down.
Yes.
So I discarded that as an approach.
As an option.
And instead, I fussy cut one out.
Mm.
So I thought we'd just quickly talk about fussy cutting, which is really easy to do. And then it just sat on here on the top. Perfect. So that's stuck on the top. Great way for using up your scrap bits of cards. I've got a whole box of scraps.
I'm sure you have.
I don't throw anything away. It's all useful. So I've stamped the bow and coloured it with pergoliners.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just
Do you want me to
talk
come
about
in?
fussy cutting. Yeah. Hopefully my hands won't shake too much.
That's all right.
I always try and start somewhere where I'm still going to have somewhere good to grip as I come around the final bit. Yeah. And I go for these. You know when you die cut, you get a it'll go really pale.
You can see you've got a little
I've got a faint white edge around it, which I quite like to do because then you're not in danger of losing the outline of the stamp.
The liner.
If you try and cut right on it, which you do need to do if you're cutting a mask.
Yes.
But if you try to cut right on it when you're cutting this out, you've always run the risk that you chop off a bit of the outline.
Right. Okay.
Yeah? So I'm going to start up here at this top corner.
Yeah.
I want to start here. So it's on the camera. The trick is to keep your scissors steady and turn the card.
Right. And this is where nobody talks now. I can talk.
You can go quite quickly.
Is talking okay?
Yeah,
while you're doing
talking's
that?
good. Talking's good.
So, I mean, when you look at, Deb's has just created one card from this collection, and exactly what Deb's has done here, you could replicate with the Whimsy Hairs or any of the other cut card kits that we have available as well. So the item number for this one is 21161. You've got a £16.98 saving. So the £32 price you're paying, it means you're paying just for the 2 stamps and mask sets. So you get the deluxe book box storage for free, together with the die cut cards and envelopes. Now, if you want to have a look at the details of the hair, the Whimsy hair, rather lovely this one. Item number 2, I was looking at the time. Item number 21162. I need my glasses. Same price, same savings. And don't forget that if you are a Diamond Club member, that brings the price down to £27.40. Now, if you also apply the code, which lasts until midnight on Monday, Japan 10, it will bring it down to £24.66. So it's near enough a half price deal on this. And you've got that lovely book box storage to keep everything in, and it's all nice and indexed. So,
lovely. Just to say, if I've got a particularly fiddly bit to go around, as you see on the bow there, I just cut straight round this edge of the bow, and then I went back in and cut out the little the little side of it. So it's 3D. The other thing I do, use a bone folder. You know, I like a bone folder. Because when you've cut the card, you've crushed the fibres, and so you kind of get an edge on it,
like a burring, isn't it?
Yeah. So I just go with my thumb I have it between my thumb and the bone folder, and and it's a good way if you want to put a bit of a curve on it. Over this way, bit of a curve on it as well. You can shape the card, so I can then come back to pull it round, so it doesn't lie flat.
Yes, I see what you mean. So you're giving it a little bit of depth to it.
Yeah.
You just have to be careful that you are holding it tightly.
Yeah, and
that
that
you don't pull the bow apart.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. And then that will sit. Where's the one?
It's
Here we
over
are.
there. There we go.
That will then just glue onto the base of your card. Or you can put it
Nice.
at the top if you want.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
there's
it's
nothing
quite
says.
nice. There's a little accent also to the side, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah. So
I
there's lots of
love-
potential with that.
Yeah. There we go.
But it's just a nice way to add another little bit on here without having, if it's tricky to mask.
Yeah. Super. Okay. So
And
is
that's
that the
it,
first
basically,
one done?
just
That's
about,
demo number 1. Okay. Right. So I will bring some information up on the screen for you. We'll go to the pack shot so that Debs can clear away
Clear the
this demo
decks.
and get ready for your next. We're going whimsy hair.
We're going for bunnies now, yeah.
Bunnies. Okay. So again, these are the bunnies. Not diet. I mean, chocolate bunnies at Easter.
Oh, right, yeah. I wondered where you were going there. I
So
was
did I.
thinking, you don't normally have rabbit pie at Easter.
I wasn't even thinking about rabbit, but I was thinking of chocolate rabbits.
I love those
famous
chocolate
ones.
rabbit, those famous ones from a famous Swiss company.
Too fancy for me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like fancy chocolate.
Oh, something wrong with you.
I know. Oh, I know. Right.
Moving on.
Okay, moving on. So I'm going to remove the details on the screen just so that you can see exactly what you're going to get in each of these collections. You will get 1 A5 stamp and mask set, 1 A6 stamp and mask set. You're going to get 5 large card blanks, 5 large shapes, 5 large envelopes. You will also get 5 small card blanks, 5 small shapes, and 5 small envelopes as well. So the details of what we have on the screen for the whimsy hair is item number 21162. If you want to go for the Easter eggs that Debs has just been using, the item number for that is 21161. Then we showed you earlier at the beginning of the hour, I love this, the Bunnies and the Moon Shadow A6 stamp and mask set, item number 11595. Then if you want to go all cheeky with your chicken eggs, A5 stamp and mask set, item number 10027. Then if you just want that lovely little Easter banner, A6 stamp and mask set, item number 10026. Then if you're into your groovy, we have the Easter A5 square groovy plate set, item number 4572. There we go. Are we all good to go, Deb?
I think I'm, as good as I'm going to be.
Right.
Let me just snap that out of there as well. Okay, I think we're about there.
Good.
Right. So this is kind of a 2 for 1, if you like, but actually it could be a 3 for 1.
Okay.
I just didn't manage to do the third element.
What have you been doing all week?
I don't know, slacking. Drinking too much coffee, clearly.
There we go. So
Not enough chocolate, that was the problem. Okay, so I've got a pair of cards here which are using just one of the die cuts.
And what do you mean by one of the die cuts?
I mean this.
And this is just a little one.
And a stamp, yeah. So just a little hair. These are not the card shapes. These are the die cuts, hairs. Yeah, that come sat in a
carrier sheet.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've made both these cards with that. Obviously, with some other bits of card as well. I mean,
Obviously.
You know, let's not understate it. All right, but easy.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can get a third card out of this piece as well.
Right.
And I'll show you that as well.
Okay. Super.
Although I didn't get a demo done of that. Right. So let's start with this first one.
Yeah.
You sounded just like a rabbit then.
What's up,
You were tutting at me.
Okay.
Right. Okay. The first thing is back to positioning your stamp.
Right.
And I've now lost my mount. Where's that gone? Here we go. So I've got one of the 4x4 mega mounts for this. Same principle. Oh dear, it's filthy. Same principle for lining up. Let me take my hair out.
Yeah.
So for this card, I want to stamp on the die cut.
Yes.
But this is even harder to line up, I thought, than the egg card we used, because you've actually got you've got no edge, you've got nothing to go at around it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Yes.
how are you going to get your stamp lined up on that and know it's
in the right place?
In the right place and accurate.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is the answer.
Right, okay.
So I'm using it as a positioner. So I've taken my die cut out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pop my stamp into the aperture.
Right.
Right, and you can feel it if you wiggle, because you've got a bit of an edge on it. You can wiggle and get it sat straight.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then back to my mega mount and my etching, the markings on it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to line that up with the bottom. I'm lining this etching here, etched edge, with the bottom of this topper. Okay.
Okay.
And kind of sit it centrally.
Yeah.
Right, so that's my stamp mounted.
Yes.
Okay, so he's coming out of the aperture.
Okay.
I'm just going to pop a bit of low tack tape just to hold that aperture.
Oh, just one roll of low tack tape there in your bag, Debs.
Yes. Honestly, so rude.
Item number 31211.
That's it. Then I know this won't move.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to sit my die cut back in the aperture.
Right. Okay. But it surely you've now
can't
got
see it
white
now.
all round.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Bear with.
Bearing.
I've got a green archival. Let's hope this works. Otherwise, I'm going to look a right numpty, aren't I? I'll tell you.
I'm sure it will work perfectly, Deborah.
Well, if not, I've got one I stamped earlier. So.
There you go.
One way or the other.
Live TV.
So I'm going back in, central, that lined up with the bottom of my card. And so, pray to the gods of crafting, that bunny stamp should be over the die cut because I lined him up in the aperture.
Okay.
I wish you'd sound a bit more convinced.
It's the face. I can feel the look I'm getting for that. She said,
won't it?
It is going to be in the right place.
It will be okay. It will do it. It will do it. Oh, Lord. I don't want to take it off now.
I won't go in any closer.
I'm scared.
No. Look at that.
One stamped bunny. I thank you.
Well done. That is a really, but that's a really useful way of doing it and using that aperture.
Because, if I was to try and stamp him over there, I can't actually see the card once I've got the bunny over it.
Yes, because the outline of the stamp is the same size as the die cut.
Yeah.
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 No, that's a really good tip as well. Yeah, just to show that. Perfect.
Okay. So that makes use of that. But don't chuck that away yet because we're going to need it.
Right. Okay.
So I'm going to... This one is really easy because then it's just designer paper and a sentiment.
Is that Toscana?
It is Toscana companion paper.
5x5 teak
card.
topper.
Yes.
Yes. So Toscana, the item number for that, have I got it on my list? 30893.
So here's what I did. There's my piece of my Toscana paper.
Yeah, the 5x7.
Yeah, and I decided which bit I wanted, and instead of trying to cut it down with a paper trimmer,
and then it gets too small.
And then and you never quite have the bit you want, I used a nested die.
Oh, right, the nested squares.
Because you can position it over here and you can see exactly the bit that you want of the picture and then just cut it out. And I've still got this as a frame then.
A nice frame. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can always trim that and that if I want square or if I, want 5x7.
I quite like that. Yeah.
So actually that's quite a nice frame. You can build a little landscape in that as well.
Yes, perfect.
Which is better than doing it with the paper trimmer where you're left with a load of strips.
Yes,
of card
that you can't do anything with.
You think, what am I going to do with that? So there you've got another frame to use. So
perfect. I think Barbara was showing that the other day with the 8x8 papers. I think Monday afternoon on one of the demos. Yeah.
So all I did was sit my bunny on there. Now he looks quite white against that background, even though he's going on a white card. So I just brushed some antique linen in somewhere.
Just
I've got
to tone him down a little bit.
Yeah, Yeah. Actually, I might use
You haven't got one for that colour, Deb. So maybe you
No.
need to
Probably
get
need to
some
get
more
another
stencil
pack.
brushes. Treat yourself for Mother's Day.
And again, same as I did with the Easter egg card. And this is just to tone that white, that stark white down on the die cut. Brush it in from the edge and just sweep gently. Because you're not looking to put loads of shading in. This is a really useful background colour, that antique linen.
Yes, yeah.
But having done that, he now blends in better with the background. Doesn't look so, it's not such a stark contrast.
I haven't got a little, have you got a little spare bunny?
Yeah,
there
in
it
fact,
is.
I've got
Pick
one.
it under the ink pad.
Well, I thought I've got one in here that I'd already
under
stamped.
that blue ink pad. There we go.
There we go.
So
But
when
look,
you
that's
put that next to it, you can definitely see how that is a bright white, and now you've toned it down to complement the backing paper.
I did have one that I'd stamped up in case that went, in case I made a Horlicks of that.
That's
but
all right.
he's disappeared down a burrow
Just
somewhere.
to show, just to show contrast. Look,
The contrast of the colour.
Yeah, really nice. Okay.
Yep. So that was that, and then literally pop a sentiment on.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, and a black card and a amount.
Yeah. Behind onto a card
blank.
A little bit of embedding on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
We can do embedding this afternoon.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
Because I love an embedder on a card.
I know you do.
I'm addicted to them. But they're so good. If you've got white space on a card and you just want to frame it, then that makes such a difference than just to top a purely sat on
white card. Yeah,
on the card.
Definitely. Okay. So that's one way of using.
So that uses my die cut.
Yes. Okay.
But I've still got, where's it gone? It's here. I've still got this. Okay.
Which technically is the waste, isn't it? Really, in the making process of these card blanks.
But I thought it would be really nice, and if I stamp this, so I've used exactly the same stamp, but if I stamp him again, he just looks very. You kind of want an infill on it, and there isn't an infill stamp on this set in the same way there is with the eggs.
Yeah.
So, let's work out how we do that.
Okay.
So I took one of the 3.5-inch square pieces of stencil card.
Must have, that is.
I have so many of those.
So the item number for the 3.5 by 3.5 is 31131. Excuse me. Has it got warm in here?
Yeah, it has. No, it's warm.
Yeah. Sound like Barbara.
Either that or I'm having a tropical moment. Okay, so I'm going to start with my bunny. And with my yellow. Ooh. And as it's Easter, I thought he could have a yellow background. Oh, that's lovely. Paul's just opened the window.
It's sunny out there.
That was the forecast. It was a bit miserable this morning.
It was raining a little bit earlier.
Yeah, so this is, I'm using squeezed lemonade.
Right. Okay.
Either oxide or inks will work for this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to brush across the bunny here.
Nice. Yeah.
If you brush outwards on this one, then you'll have a soft edge around here.
Right.
Because I might want to use this later.
Oh, of course, yes.
Because I can make a third card with this.
Third card from that, of course. Yes, I understand now.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. One stencil bunny. Don't take this off.
Okay.
Because we're going to use the same technique to stamp the bunny in place.
Into it, yes. Yes.
Actually, that should work because this was lined up, wasn't it? So we should go in there nicely. Shall we do it?
Go on.
I think I'm brave
enough. Go for it. Yes.
I thought I bought my
It's
grey
only
ink.
a piece of card. What are you after?
It is. I was using grey ink for this, the watering can. Have we got a watering can archival? It's not in the box.
Is it not in the box? You did say you'll work out what it is you forgot.
I always forget to bring something with me. And I never relax until I've remembered what I've forgotten.
And that's what it was.
And that's what it was. Sorry, folks. Sorry, friends. Talk among yourselves for a minute.
Let's have a look.
If not, I'll have to...
I've got a little Diddy one.
That'll be perfect, thank you. If not, I'll have to stamp him in black.
Yeah, there we go. I've got a little Diddy.
None of it is the end of the world.
I'm not sure whether we've got the little Diddy ink. I know we've got a selection of the little mini ink pads. archivals. We've got some Wendy Vecchi ones. We've got Dilutions.
I really like the greys because sometimes you don't want to use black. Black can be very hard,
Yes.
you know, harsh, and it's fantastic for lots of stuff and for stamping outlines.
Yeah.
But if you want something that's just a bit softer, then the greys are brilliant to go with.
Yeah.
And you could put any colour behind this bunny. So let's just ink him up.
They're quite dinky, those little ink pads.
They're really good. They're a lovely size. They're great investment if you want to build up a range of colours in the archivals. Instead of buying a load of the big ink pads, because you get 4 in a set.
Yeah.
You can really build up a range. And I don't use the colours as often as I use blacks and greys. So having the little ones is really helpful.
I know we have some on the website. I've got some here, but I'm not sure. The one that contains the little watering can, if we still have it in stock, the item number is 50444, and that contains forget-me-not, leaf green, cactus flower, and watering can.
Such a lovely combination of colours.
Yeah, it is a really lovely colour palette, isn't it?
Really nice.
There we go.
Right, let's hope this has worked. Bingo. Okay, so
Nice.
so I lined him up again. He was already on my mount.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to start repositioning. I've stamped him back through the aperture.
Okay.
Stand by.
Go on then.
There we go.
Ta-da! Nice. Can I zoom in on that one?
You can. Now I've done it. We know it's safe. It's all right.
There we go. So you can see. Look at that. It's got like a little halo around him, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah.
But it's so easy to do. I was kind of thinking, how do I get background colour? You could use the outer part of the mask.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you don't want to chop your mask up, you've got this bit already.
Yeah, so that's
to
good
use.
that you could keep that
so why
just
not?
for that purpose, couldn't you?
Well, actually, you've got one of these with every bunny die cut, haven't you? Because they come in these cards.
Yeah. Yeah, so you'll get 5 of those.
Yeah.
You could keep one of the
Oh, I see what you mean.
apertures.
Yes.
Yes. Just for that purpose, if you didn't want to chop up your masks.
So I'm going to, this is a new mask, so I'm just going to, get my sleeve in. I'm just going to lay it on my sleeve just to de-tack it slightly.
Yeah.
Just makes them easier to handle. Right, now I'm going to try and line him up. Is anybody still with us, or is everybody
There are plenty of
given up and gone
friends.
home?
No, I think we've got plenty of friends in the room. So thank you for staying with
Yeah,
us.
thank
I know
you.
we've just gone over slightly. But I think it was important to show what we had on offer, because this time of the year with Easter, I know it isn't sort of like the traditional Easter, but this is really maybe you like making cards for school fetes and stuff like that, then the eggs and the hares are perfect, I think. And obviously you can introduce your sort of your traditional Easter blessings and stuff like that as well, can't you?
Yeah, there is so much potential in these kits. So I thought it would be nice to sit him in some grass.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm in Kent, grass.
Grass. Grass.
I was thinking, where have I got grass? You could stamp. There are some lovely grass stamps in Clarity's range.
Yeah.
I think there's one in the Just Woodland, isn't there?
I think
Can't
so,
remember.
yeah.
Anyway, what I opted for was the Deerscape mask,
Right.
which has this lovely grassy mound.
Yeah. So you can buy the
Use this a lot.
masks individually, but it's also part of the Woodland mask collection, and the item number for that is 30720.
Definitely worth getting the set. They're such good value. So let's sit him on a little grassy hill.
Nice.
So he's masked off,
Yeah.
and then I've put the grass mask over the bunny mask.
Okay.
You just have to be careful peeling off that you don't tear one mask as you're pulling it off the other.
Yeah.
And that's just a
Because
case of going gently
I
and
just want
taking
to show
your
it. Maybe
time.
someone's seen this mark, maybe seen it for the first time. I just really want to show
It's really
the
detailed.
fine detail on that mask. I'm going to come in really, really close. I hope it won't go out of focus. I'm just going to do this manually while we do that. May just need to.
Might just give it a minute.
There we
to
go.
focus. There we go. Look
Look
at
at
that.
how, there's my finger, my little finger. Look how detailed that is. And I know when the girls downstairs, like when Gilly and Lisa are making these masks, these are one of the masks that take the longest to make because of the process of that mask, of cutting the mask out.
I've just popped some tape safety up the top there because I don't want green patches there. And I'm just going to brush and I'll come downwards. You do this with a sponge.
Yes. Well, if you go for the brushes, which item number is, hang on, where's my list gone? 31763, you'll get a pack of 16 spot-on sponges for free.
Right.
I think that'd make a lovely Mother's Day present. Dave's saying, I hope my children are not watching because I do not want.
Yes, I do, because they should be at work.
They want to tune in on their phones to support their mom.
There we go.
Nice.
So as I peeled that off, I peeled it downwards and away from the bunny. I didn't go upwards from the bottom. I came down.
Yeah.
And that also means I'm not in danger of ripping, because they're relatively robust, but if you really tug at them, you can tear them.
Definitely.
I've torn masks before. So that'll just go back on the carrier sheet. I'll clean that in a minute.
Okay.
And then my favourite is clouds. I love a cloud in the sky.
So the cloud mask is available individually, but it is also available in the Scenescape mask set, item number 30150.
So I'm going to pop some clouds in the sky. I'm going to use broken china for this.
Yeah. Shall I zoom out a little?
A little bit, probably, yeah. And then I can come down a bit.
There we go.
That's cool. Same principle. What I do, though, with the clouds is I brush upwards off the clouds.
Right, okay.
Because you could alternatively put it on this way and brush downwards off the bottom. But if you think about clouds, they're white at the top. The blue is the shadow underneath.
I'll take your word for
that. It's probably too technical.
A cloud's a cloud.
The other thing I try not to do is just go straight across the card with the mask, but do it in bits.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because you don't want clouds that look like stripes.
No,
I mean, I know you can get
yeah.
cloudy sky like that. And keep it light.
Yeah.
You don't want a lot on here. Now, of course, I'm going to have to... That's it. And I'm just popping my finger on the bunny mask as I come off. Do you see? That's just really... But that's...
Yeah, very subtle, isn't it?
Yeah. And so we'll put a bit here.
It's nice because you've got all the different sizes of the clouds on that one
So
particular
there's two
mask,
sizes on here. There's also one in the build a scene set if you want a really small cloud. And then just keep coming. Let's put a bit there. And I'm not re-inking my brush. I might do in a minute, but I'm just using a little bit of the clouds and just...
And you're not going all the way to the top of the card, are you? You're just concentrating on the edge of that
come
cloud.
Down to about here. Just brushing up and just gently does it. That'll do. And then I'll just dust just to soften it. Because you don't have clouds come right down to your ground. And then again, coming off the edge. And that's my clouds in the sky.
Lovely. That is it is so simple but effective, isn't it?
It is. It is. Let's see if I can get this mask off.
So the question is, what colour ink? So for the sky, it was broken china.
Yes.
And appropriately for the grass, it was mowed lawn.
I love mowed lawn. I use it an awful lot.
So we will pop the downloads onto the website when we finish. Just need to see if Jazz has completed those for us. But they'll definitely be there for the 2 o'clock show if you're going to join us, because we'll be back again at 2 o'clock.
And all I did then to finish the card was, so this is my 3.5-inch topper, this one that I've just made.
Yeah.
You can spend hours looking for companion paper to match, can't you?
Oh, yeah,
I'm really bad at choosing my companion paper first. I think, oh yeah, I like those colours. That looks really nice. And then I'm like, oh, what mount is going to match? What book am I going for? But actually, this one I made it myself. So I just got a slightly bigger piece of stencil card, 4 1/4, which you can cut off the 8.5-inch, the bigger stencil cards, you know, the squares. And so I just brushed in from the edge with the broken china and the mowed lawn. I didn't use the masks, but but I just brushed in, but it gives me a lovely backer. And then I edged these with Sharpies
Nice.
just for that black edging, just for the contrast, and then put this on an angle.
That's really lovely, isn't it?
With the Easter greeting set from the bunnies.
From the little A6 stamp set.
Yeah.
That's really
It's here in the bunny set.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful.
that's it. So that's used 2 uses out of this.
And as you say, you've then got the aperture.
Still got this aperture. Grab a stencil. What I was thinking was, what would be good, I haven't got it with me, is like, you know, the sunburst sunshine stencil.
Yeah, I know
you could put rays of sunshine behind the bunny and a bit of grass across there, and then just stamp in the middle. But that actually makes use of that as well.
And also, I'm thinking with this also, because it's an aperture, you could put some parchment behind it, coloured, like designer parchment, couldn't you? So if you didn't want to stamp,
or design a card.
Yes.
Stamp on design a card behind it. That'd be good.
Let's have a look. We've got some Shenandoah here.
There's lots of lovely potential. Oh,
pop that underneath. Look, so all you're doing is you're sort of building a scene within a scene
within
sort of thing, aren't you?
Within the bunny, but with that round the edge, it just softens it. But you just use a stencil to complete the rest of this. And then, because every time you use a die cut, you've got one of these anyway. So you might as well make use of them.
Definitely. Super. Wow. Would you believe where has that time gone, Deborah?
Thanks for sticking with us, friends.
Yes, thank you very much indeed. And I hope you've enjoyed that. So don't forget, maybe you've tuned in halfway through or you've tuned in towards the end, if it's what's been going on. You can go to the Clarity Stamp YouTube page and you can go back and watch them all there. All of our Clarity Social TV, our Shack episodes, and also our Groovy Tuesday and Craft Alongs. So they're all on there. If you go to the claritycrafts.com website, go to the section that says Cash Up and Craft, and you'll see all of the Clarity Social TV shows with a link to take you to all the products that we used during that show. And there will also be downloads if there's downloads on there as well. And
they'll go on my blog as well. deborahscraftyblog.com.
So we'll get the downloads uploaded by 2 o'clock today with the demos from this afternoon as well. If you are deciding to take us up on any of the special offers we've got for you, don't forget to put Japan 10, because also when Japan 10 ends, all these words, on the 31st, midnight 31st of March, which is Monday evening. Also, a lot of the prices will also revert back.
So the special offers will
revert back. So that lovely, the Japanese tiles that Barbara launched last week,
they are fantastic.
That will go up. So come the 1st of April, everything will go back to their normal prices. So it really is, if you're able to take advantage of not only the special prices, but that Japan 10 code as well. So thank you as always.
No, thank you. So, thanks for joining us, everyone.
You can go and have a lie down now. You can have a cup of coffee.
I'll have a cup of coffee and then I'll start prepping for 2 o'clock.
Super duper. So thanks for. Oh, we need to choose a winner.
Oh gosh.
A winner. Okay. Let me go into. I nearly
forgot. Scroll.
I'm going to turn away. I'm going to scroll. You've got to tell me when to stop without looking.
Stop.
And the winner is Nikki Ship. Congratulations,
well done, Nikki.
I know we have your details, so I'll get this off of Deb's after the show. And if you've got an outstanding order, we'll add it into the order for you. Otherwise, we'll pop that in the post. So thank you as always to lovely Jane for helping out. And we will be back at 2 o'clock.
See you at 2. Yeah. Lovely.
Take care now.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.